the cadre of the BJP in Karnataka is not as big as a percent as the cadre of the BJP in a state like Gujarat or Uttar Pradesh, because the BJP's gains in Karnataka are largely a new phenomena. You've had many defectors coming to your party. You do have a cadre base, but not as strong as that in the Hindi heartland, GVL.
No, but relatively we have a much stronger cadre base than any other party. It's all, we are talking about a state in cadre strengths of relatively different parties. Please understand, if a Congress leader leaves, cadre leaves with him. In the BJP, if a leader leaves, he leaves alone. He doesn't carry the cadre with him because the cadre has an ideological connect with the BJP.
Yogendra Yadav has his hand up. I'm going to get him to give a counter to this. That the BJP is a cadre-based party, and therefore the departure, even of a high-profile neta, and we've seen this in the case of a Kalyan Singh or even an Uma Bharti, who are much bigger netas than Jagdish Shettar ever was, didn't really impact the vote structure of the BJP. The neta goes, the cadre stays.
The cadres are linked to the ideology, not to the individual.
Yogendra Yadav ji.
I first wanted to clarify, Rahul, that when I spoke about 2 to 3% swing for Congress, it was not from 2018. It is from what all the opinion polls have shown till last week, which is that Congress already enjoys anything between 4 to 6% margin. So I was saying, on top of that already existing 4 to 6% margin, Congress could get 2 percentage points or similar advantage because of the. Now to the point that Narasimha Rao has made, I think it's a fair thing to say nationally.
Go on, sir. We hear you.
Can you hear me?
I hear you well.
Yes, sir. So now to the point that Narasimha Rao ji had made, I think it's a fair distinction to draw. BJP is largely a cadre-based party, and Congress's cadre has been exceptionally weak. Although I should underline the fact that in Karnataka this distinction is much, much weaker. Please remember, Congress in Karnataka is still one of the deepest entrenched party for Congress anywhere in the country. So if you look at Congress around the country, Karnataka is probably one of the places where it's more deeply entrenched than anywhere. And BJP, compared to BJP elsewhere in the country, is most weakly entrenched in Karnataka. So let's remember that the contrast is not that big. And number two, please remember that the point about percentage of defectors who succeed, that varies from the general hawa in each election. Last time, there was no hawa for Congress. If anything, there was a negative hawa for Congress. When you have negative hawa, people who shift to you lose. When you have positive hawa, then people who shift for you tend to win. So that figure might change. And finally, I just want to ask, not just Narasimha Rao ji, I want to ask you, Rahul, I want to ask anyone who knows anything about Karnataka, please tell me, are BJP workers and leaders not demoralized? It is not a private, deep investigation that I'm bringing to you. It's out there on the street. It's out there on the face of everyone. It's out there on the front pages of newspaper. How are we denying something so elementary as that?
Now, morale is difficult
Rahul,
to quantify. I thought this was more about the data, but Yogendra Yadav bowling a googly. Let GVL Narasimha Rao counter that, because we can't let that just stay unanswered. Just 1 second. Professor Gowda, I'm coming to you. Since he says BJP cadre seems dispirited, we've seen protests, we've seen workers out on the streets. He's adding all of that up to say your workers are demoralized. GVL?
No, Rahul, momentarily, whenever a big leader leaves or there is a disturbance, it does cause a little disturbance. But it doesn't take much time to settle down. It doesn't take more than maybe a day or two to settle down. I will repeat this point because it's important. My cadres, the BJP cadres, are committed to Ram Mandir. Jagdish Shettar going to Congress, can he shout Jai Shri Ram? Will he have the authority to shout Jai Shri Ram in Congress? I doubt very much. My cadres, the BJP cadres, are committed to abrogation of Article 370. They are committed to Hindutva philosophy. And Jagdish Shettar ji has gone to a party which believes possibly in love jihad.
Okay.
So certainly,
Rajiv Gowda wants to come in.
It doesn't help.
On the issue of
it won't help individuals who go to parties which have diametrically opposite ideological backgrounds.
Professor Gowda?
See, Mr. Narasimha Rao is totally wrong. If you just look at the numbers, and this show is about the numbers, in 2013, when Mr. Yediyurappa broke away, the cadres, one big chunk went with him. 10% of the vote share of the BJP went with Yediyurappa. What happened to all this cadre loyalty and his affection for love jihad or whatever he's talking about?
No, but Yediyurappa is still the tallest leader of the Lingayat community. He's still batting on the BJP ticket.
The basic point
he hasn't jumped and Shettar is no Yediyurappa.
When leaders leave. Okay.
No, Yediyurappa ji is committed to the same ideology.
Okay, let Professor Gowda speak.
What is this ideology and cadres? That doesn't work here in Karnataka. Please stick to wherever you are. Yeah.
But Professor Gowda, the tallest Lingayat leader, is still padding up and batting for the BJP. He left and damaged them in 2013 with both realized the mistake. But Shettar is no Yediyurappa.
But Yediyurappa also is no longer the Yediyurappa that he once was. He's been hobbled, he's been crippled, he's been treated terribly, and just by some chance they've managed to, he's been able to beg for a seat for his son and maybe one more person. They've totally sidelined him, they're just using him as a prop, and basically the people of his community very clearly understand that the BJP has let down the Lingayat community tremendously. Now, that is just one part of the story. The other part of the story is that every community, if you want to analyze on the basis of communities and castes, is also disappointed with the BJP, not disappointed, disgusted with the 40% Sarkara, with their terrible governance, with this, you saw what Mr. Narasimha Rao brought up, love jihad, all sorts of fake issues that have no relevance to modern day Karnataka.